Right. Well, I'm not really used to going live on social media these days, but oh well. Oh, hold on. Before I start, my bloody computer is being a moron and has just disconnected. Anyway, what is up, everyone? This is Fixture City, and today I am going to be reacting to the Premier League's Match Week 2 of the Premier League. That did not make sense at all. Anyway, and yeah, I'm basically going to be watching Match of the Day from all 10 of the games that we just had. West Ham Leicester wasn't on Match of the Day because that was on Monday Night Football, but I will go onto YouTube straight after Match of the Day to pretty much look at the highlights and see what I thought of the match anyway. But yeah, I was meant to upload something earlier this week. I was watching Arsenal versus Chelsea, not at the Emirates. I was about to say that, but I didn't anyway. I watched it on Sky Sports on Sunday, and I did record it, but unfortunately my live stream failed on my laptop, so I haven't had a bit of technical issues, and I've been trying to upload it all throughout this week, but my exporting has not gone very well, so I'll have to try and find another way. But if not, I'm going to try and save myself a Saturday because I should be watching Liverpool against Chelsea at Anfield. I don't know if it'll be live though because I might be at the pub watching it, but I should be releasing a video of my reaction to that while watching it. But yeah, we'll see what happens anyway. But it will still be on the Match Week 3 reaction anyway that I'll put up next week. But yeah, I am going to be reacting to these 10 matches, and I also obviously see how well I did in my predictions as well from these 10 matches at the end. So yeah, let's get on to it then. Let's put on Match of the Day. I know, skip the trailer. I know we won't get the introduction of Sweet Caroline like last time, but yeah. Here's the intro once again. There's the Mighty Blues. All right, I'm gonna have a drink while the intro's playing. Oh, montage. That was a brilliant win for Brentford against Arsenal. Look at that. Look at Thomas Frank. United blew away Leeds. Brighton got a very good win at Burnley. Chelsea dominated against Palace. Everton turned it around against Southampton. Leicester got the one goal against Wolves. Leicester delivered, Wolves didn't. Watford had a brilliant win against Villa. Liverpool dominated Norwich. This is Gameweek 1, of course, by the way. West Ham came back from a difficult game against Newcastle, and Tottenham were the better team against Man City. So yeah, let's see what Gameweek 2 brings. Oh, it's Genius and Danny Murphy joining Gary Lineker. And it's City against Norwich that kick us off. Right, the first match at the Etihad this week. This season, I mean, sorry. Look at those flags. Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Gundogan, Jesus, Torres, and Grealish. Laporte and Bernardo Silva come in. De Bruyne is injured. Krul, Aarons, Hadley, Gibson, Jan Nulis, Lees Melu, Gilmore, Rapp, Cantwell, Pookie, Rashika. That isn't a good record for Tim Krul. Conceded 18 against Man City. Well, I had this to be a thrashing. Cancelo to Gundogan. Here's Rodri. Oh, what a finish. Well, not quite a finish. It was deflection, but that cross from Jesus was incredible. Yeah, not really a finish. It was an own goal by Tim Krul, who's conceded once again against Man City. Chest control. Yeah, own goal. But that cross from Jesus was brilliant. Own goal from the keeper. Deflection from Tim Krul. And his record against City is still not looking bright. As De Bruyne starts laughing. Jesus. Play on, I say. There was nothing wrong with him. Yeah, 2-0. Ferran Torres. How can they be furious at that? That was no contact whatsoever. If they rule this out, that's ridiculous. There was hardly any contact there whatsoever. That finish from Ferran Torres was brilliant. Already 2-0, but if that gets ruled out, that's ridiculous. How is that a free kick? That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous VAR decision. I just don't understand that at all. It should be 2-0, not 1-0. How is that ruled out? Should have been a goal from Ferran Torres. Like, Rashica went down stupidly then. But it's all right for City anyway, because they've regained... Hang on. Rashica went down far too stupidly, I thought. How was there contact? I don't know. That should have been 2-0. That's a stupid VAR decision. But anyway, it's 2-0 Man City anyway, because Grealish has got his first goal for City. So let's have another look. Walker. Oh, Jesus is in again. He's doing really well on the wing. That is a jammy goal there by Grealish. But anyway, Grealish becomes the first English player to score in his home PL City debut since a certain Frank Lampard. But yeah, that was such a jammy goal. They're 2-0 up now anyway. I still think that VAR decision on Rashica and Ferran Torres was ridiculous, but that cross from Jesus then was brilliant. But that was such a jammy goal by Grealish. But regardless, it's 2-0 to City anyway. And they are already looking so much more superior than Norwich. Laporte. Here's Cancelo. And it's gone straight to Max Aarons. And it's a handball. Gundogan takes the free kick. And it's not in. It was a free header from Rodri, but that did not go past Tim Krul at all. just came off Rodri's shoulder, but it didn't go in. Anyway, Janulis and Rupp come off at Mumba and McLean for Norwich. Grealish. Here's Walker with the shot. Jesus has a go at himself, though. There's Fernandinho on the bench. Oh, wow. His lad's become a ball boy for City. Sterling's on for Ferran Torres. 61 minutes into the game. Here's Grealish. Corner to City. Gone off Max Aarons. As the Norwich fans look disgruntled. It's Gundogan taking the corner. Laporte goes it in and Laporte fires it in. 3-0 Man City. And the man who looks like who's leaving the club has just scored. Aymeric Laporte has just scored and it's 3-0. I mean, he's lost his centre-back starting positions to John Stones and Ruben Diaz, but he's still a brilliant player. You should see him in 18-19. That just shows how good City's squad depth is. Palmer's on for Gundogan. Rodri. Kyle Walker. Clever pass to Jesus. Sterling fires it in and it is 4-0. Oh my God. If it really is 5-0, then that is exactly what I've predicted. I predicted City to beat Norwich 5-0, and then that would be it. That would be my first spot-on prediction and my first 3 points of the campaign. That was some ball there from Kyle Walker into Jesus and finished by Sterling, and it's 4-0 to City. Once again, Tim Krul has no chance of getting the ball. Long journey home to Norwich from Manchester. Grealish is off. Mahrez is on. Here's Palmer. Meanwhile, Pukki comes off for Sargent. Jesus still has the ball meanwhile. Here's Cancelo. Now Laporte. Diaz. Into Mahrez, who finishes it. And it is 5. Can I be spot on for once now this season? The assist from Ruben Diaz into Riyad Mahrez. And once again, no chance for Tim Krul. That was some ball from Diaz. Mahrez timed his run to perfection. Finished clinically. And the substitute delivers. Although it did come off the post, it is a back-to-back 5-0 wins for Manchester City against Norwich at the Etihad. And that is my first prediction spot on. I'm going to see what Pep says first. Not going to lie, I actually agree with Daniel Farker there. I mean, yes, you're Norwich City. You're definitely going to be expecting a tough match to go to, and especially to Manchester City, and especially a tough match, a tough start to the season when you got Liverpool in your first game, even though it's at home, and then you got Manchester City in your second game. That is a pretty difficult start, if you ask me. You've got to feel for Norwich there. However, I do agree with Daniel Farker. It's once again, they have conceded 5 against a very good Man City side. And it's not just Man City looking too good. Norwich could have been a lot better. And yeah, that's pretty disappointing for them. So I do agree with him there. Right, before I listen to these three, Lineker, Murphy, and Ginas, I'd like to quickly see the stats before we move on. I mean, like, I look at this. So the attendance was 51,000, but look at the stats: 67 to 33 possession, 16 attempts to 1, 4 on target to nothing, 6 corners to 1, 2.26 expected goals to 0.04. And the only yellow card was Gundogan. But despite that, that was a complete hammering of a performance by City. Outclassed Norwich. Absolutely outclassed Norwich. But yeah, I also agree with Pep. I thought Jesus was man of the match. I thought for a man that's under pressure in the team and now has a huge responsibility to try and play up front because Aguero's left, and with the talk of Harry Kane coming in, which has just confirmed on the news that Harry Kane is staying at Tottenham this season. So he won't be joining Manchester City. He is staying loyal to the White Hart Lane club. But anyway, Jesus has just proved himself against Norwich on how good he actually really can be. And to be honest, though, I thought he plays better. I think he plays better on the wing than up front. The difference is, though, the thing is, should City sign a striker anyway? But if they don't, they're still going to be there anyway because Aguero was virtually injured last season and they still won the league without him. So, yeah, anything could happen. Ferran Torres can play up front anyway. But yeah, I agree with Pep. I thought my man of the match was Gabriel Jesus. He was brilliant. I know he didn't score, but he was absolutely brilliant. Exactly what I said, Jermaine. Liverpool, then City for Norwich. Yeah, no, I agree with Jermaine there as well because some of Norwich's defending really was unacceptable because it's the same Norwich team, it's the same Norwich manager that got relegated 2 seasons ago, virtually and technically the same team from 2 seasons ago. And the other blow side is that they have lost Emi Buendia this time to Aston Villa. But anyway, it's the same team, and that's why I had Norwich to go back down after this season because it's just the same old Norwich. They're too good for the Championship, but they're just not good enough for the Premier League. And if they keep performing like they did against City, then they're certainly going to be in the relegation battle. And they won't just do this defending against City. This defending could be against any other team, not just teams like City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, Leicester, Tottenham, but also maybe other teams like Wolves, Everton, Arsenal, maybe even teams like West Ham, Newcastle, Leeds. But Norwich really need to up their game. Yes, difficult start to the season against City and Liverpool, first 2 games of the season, but they really need to up their game if they want to survive in the Premier League this season. I agree with Jermaine completely. Yeah, they're not connecting, and they let Jesus to play. See, Jesus setting Sterling up there. See, that's another thing, though, about City possibly once again winning the league this season. Raheem Sterling could also play up front as well, just like Ferran Torres. Honestly, I think Jesus on the wing actually works really well, but we'll see how the rest of the season goes for City, obviously. But yeah, Norwich is defending there. The centre half isn't even seeing where Mahrez is. And yeah, look what happens. Man with a quality like him, with that touch, free space, bang, goal. Right. So yeah, now we're on to the second match of match week 2. Leeds against Everton at Ellen Road. Meslier, Ayling, Strauch, Cooper, Firpo, Phillips. Look at those flags. Rafinha, Click, Dallas, Harrison, Bamford up front. As for Everton, Pickford, Coleman, Mina, King, Keane and Dean, Iwobi, Alan, Decore and Damari Gray, Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, Townsend and Holgate don't play. Look at that atmosphere from the Leeds fans. Well, this really is technically Leeds' first proper season back. Because if you think about it, yes, I know that sounds really stupid to say because last season they were back anyway. They had a terrific performance, but they well and truly are back this season now. Obvious reasons. The fans are back. So yeah, Leeds got thrashed 5-1 by Manchester United in game week 1. Everton beat Southampton 3-1 and turned it around. I had Leeds to win 2-0 here, so let's see how the teams perform. Iwobi. Bamford chasing Yerry Mina and takes it away from Yerry Mina, dispossesses him, but he gets held back by Decore. Here's Click, who's given it away, and now it's gone back to Decore. Iwobi. Here's Damari Gray. Everton have signed the ex-Leicester player from Bayer Leverkusen, and he is bursting away from Ayling and Cooper, and Calvert-Lewin does not finish it. That could have easily been 1-0 Everton. Magnificent run, but Everton asked too much. Couldn't quite get there in time. Richarlison. Blocked by Ayling. Luca Dean, not quite into Calvert-Lewin. But it couldn't go to Calvert-Lewin because Cooper was holding Calvert-Lewin. And yeah, that's a penalty, definitely. Cooper was blatantly shirt pulling Calvert-Lewin, and that is a penalty, no question, for Everton. That's a penalty, no question, for Everton. If they don't give that, and I don't understand VAR's logic. Yeah, penalty to Everton. Calvert-Lewin being shirt pulled by Liam Cooper, and yeah, I completely agree with that decision. And yeah, yellow card, I agree. Correct decision. I don't know why Bielsa's complaining. He's probably shaking a head at Cooper. But opportunity for the Toffees to go in front. And Calvert-Lewin delivers 1-0 to Everton, and he shushes the Leeds fans with his shirt. Calvert-Lewin's 55th goal in all competitions for Everton. Cooper's mistake, nearly got away with it, but for me, a deserved penalty for Everton. 1-0 to the Toffees. Here's Click. Rafinha. Leeds are trying to fight back. Rafinha has a go, but not quite in. It's wide on the left. Michael Keane gives it away to Patrick Bamford. Here's Click. And it's in. Finish drilled in. It's 1-1. Leeds have bounced back. And it's the Pole, Matthias Click, that equalises for Leeds. Assist from the striker, Patrick Bamford, of all people. And listen to the roar of the Yorkshire fans. And it is 1-1 here at Ellen Road. Leeds fight back from that penalty that Everton scored. And Matthias Click delivers. Matus Click delivers. I don't know how you pronounce it, but you know what I mean. It's 1-1. Smoke coming out there as well. Decore has a go, but it's saved by Meslier. But it is a corner to Everton. Worth a go there from Decore. Right, on to the second half. Here's Iwobi. Decore. Damari Gray. What a finish. Bottom right. And Damari Gray makes it 2-1 to Everton and becomes the 34th different player to score for and against Everton in the Premier League. And he is delighted with that one. Bottom right, what a finish. And it is 2-1 to Everton. Meslier couldn't get to it. And Everton take the lead on their away travels once again. Alan finds Damari Gray. And has another look. Calvert-Lewin has another look, but it goes straight to Meslier. Leeds fell apart after equalising at Old Trafford. Hopefully, history doesn't repeat itself for them. But because Everton looks strong here at Ellen Road. Iwobi passes to Calvert-Lewin, but Meslier powers it away. Calvert-Lewin would have surely had a hat-trick right now if it wasn't for Meslier. Meanwhile, Click comes off, as does Firpo, and on comes Tyler Roberts, the Welshman, and also Shackleton, number 46. Here is Tyler Roberts, speaking of the Welshman. Tries to cross it, but Pickford powers it away. Plenty of pace from the Welshman as he takes on Seamus Coleman. Here's Calvin Phillips. Crosses it to Strauch and Cooper. Rafinha has a go, and what a finish bottom left, and he hammers it. It's 2-2. Leeds once again equalise, and Rafinha becomes the second player Leeds. Hang on, let me read that stat again. I got my words mixed up. That was some finish over from Rafinha. Look at that, bottom left. Didn't he hammer it? Rafinha becomes only the second Leeds player to score in 3 consecutive games against Everton. A cross from Calvin Phillips. Cooper gives it to him, and bang, it's 2-2. Rafinha rifles it home. And it is 2-2 here at Ellen Road. So this prediction I've got wrong. Townsend comes on for Iwobi. Alan to Richarlison. Everton trying to find the winner, but it goes wide from the bottom right. Fabian Delph and Moise Keane come on for Damari Gray and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Mina looked to hold Bamford there. And Leeds are fuming. Leeds are booing because they thought it was VAR. They thought it was a penalty then. Bamford is fuming. Let's have a look at this. Oh, that's nothing. I disagree with the Leeds fans completely there at the end. I mean, yes, Yerry Mina did hold on to Patrick Bamford, and Bamford was furious and looking for the penalty. But to be honest, I disagree. Yerry Mina was looking right at the ball, and he won the ball. Yes, he was holding on to Bamford, and that doesn't look very good. But to be honest, Mina had his eyes on the ball completely and won it. For me, that's not a penalty. So if that gets given a penalty, that's ridiculous for me. But Leeds fans will surely disagree with me on that. But no, I think that wasn't a penalty at all. Anyway. The Leeds fans are chanting VAR, but no. For me, that's not a penalty. Yerry Mina, I thought, won the ball. And he had his eyes on the ball completely. Leeds 2, Everton 2. But yeah, they didn't check it. So for me, that's the right decision. Leeds 2, Everton 2. That was a penalty, though. See, to be honest, though, I thought that was a penalty. Liam Cooper just said it was two players pulling the shirts there, but to be honest, I didn't quite see Calvert Lewin shirt pulled Liam Cooper. I'm gonna have a look at the replay again. I mean, I see where he's coming from, but that doesn't give him this excuse that he's just said it about him shirt. He did admit he shirt pulled Calvert Lewin, and to be honest, if he didn't shirt pull him, then I wouldn't have given it as a penalty. But yeah, I thought that penalty was the correct decision. But the one with Bamford at the end, I thought was also the right decision because I thought Mina cleared the ball fine and had his eyes on the ball as well. So I do see Liam Cooper's frustration, but yeah, I did think it was a penalty. Right, I'm gonna have a look at the stats before we continue. It looks like a fairly even Stevens game, to be honest. 70-30. Leeds did win on possession, but the attempts are exactly the same on 17. 4 on target to Everton's 8. 8 corners to 5. 1.6 to 1.87 expected goals. Cooper, Bamford, Mina, Dean, Coleman, and Decore all booked. Right. Let's see what the pundits have to say. It was a good game of football. It was a very good game of football. Rafinha, my Leeds player of the season last season. I mean, look at that run. He outpaces Luca Dean. Luca Dean's meant to be one of the best left backs in the world as well. He's one of France's #1 left backs as well. That layoff from Cooper was amazing to Rafinha to strike it bottom left. No chance for Pickford. It's a good game of football. I know that. Hang on. If I let me just pause it there. I understand they're talking about Rafinha, and yeah, rightly so. He was magnificent, but you've got to give credit to Everton up front as well. Basically, the summary of the game was that both attacking sides of both Leeds and Everton played really well, and the defences struggled. Basically, Rafinha was a magnificent, and now they're going to talk about Damari Gray, who I also thought was excellently magnificent. So, yeah, I highly rated him at Leicester as well. He wasn't like the level of Vardy or Mahrez, but he was still a decent player, and he could be an impact for Everton this season. He's come back to the Premier League. He's had a few. He's learned at the Bundesliga at Bayer Leverkusen. He's come back to the Premier League to try and prove himself for Everton. So yeah, I hope he has a decent season, Damari Gray. 1.5 million as well. It could be a bargain, you know. I mean, look at his pace as well. Damari Gray outpaces Luke Ayling there and Liam Cooper. This was at the start of the match when he tried to get it into Calvert-Lewin to try and get it 1-0 up, but Calvert-Lewin missed it. And that cross then as well. He tries to fire another cross into Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin nearly scored then. Just like with Rafinha, I thought Damari Gray was magnificent. And he bags himself a goal, and rightly so for the performance he put in. So what Damari Gray needs now, just like what Jermaine's just said there, I agree. Now he needs consistency, Damari Gray. Hang on, I didn't quite hear that. Oh, this will be about VAR now. That's a penalty, surely. I agree with Danny. I do agree with Danny Murphy. That is how it should work, VAR, the way they did it then. So, yeah. Before I move on to the third match of the week of the 10 games, Aston Villa Newcastle, I do agree with Danny Murphy there completely. That is really that penalty that Calvert-Lewin got. That is how VAR should work, not like some of the stupid decisions that they made in some of the last 2 seasons. But the way that penalty works, that is how VAR should work. Basically, so obviously Calvert-Lewin got shirt pulled by Liam Cooper. The referee was going to give it was going to give it to Leeds' way, and Leeds were going to get away with murder for that decision, but called VAR to check the decision and then change his mind. That is how VAR should work. Not like let's say, what examples do I know? I don't know. One of the Wolves goals disallowed against Manchester City in the 2019-20 season. They score a goal. No, not against No, not that game. The one against Liverpool at Wolves. No, the one against Liverpool for Wolves at Anfield in 2019-20 when it should have been 1-1. Scored the goal, 100% deserved equaliser, and then the celebrating, and then VAR check it, and then it's not a goal. If they're going to check a goal at VAR when the goal is being scored, they need to check it immediately before the player celebrates. Otherwise, it ruins the game. It's as simple as that. Just like Sterling in the Man City-Tottenham game in 18-19 for the Champions League quarter-finals at the Etihad. They should have checked the goal before Sterling celebrated. They did that in the Arsenal-Chelsea FA Cup final in 2017. When Sanchez got the first goal. He scored, but they checked it straight away. And then they gave it as a goal and then celebrated. That is how VAR should work. Not like you celebrate and then check it. It ruins the game. Anyway, let's move on to match week 3. To game number 3. Aston Villa versus Newcastle at Villa Park. Right, Martinez, Cash, Konza, Mings, Young. Target's been dropped. McGinn, Louise, Ramsey, Buendia, Ings, and El Ghazi. Woodman plays for Newcastle instead of Dubravka and Carl Darlow. As for the back, Murphy, Cher, Fernandez, Lascelles, and Ritchie. Joe Willock, Isaac Hayden, Miguel Almiron, and then Callum Wilson and a certain Alan Saint-Maximin up front for Newcastle. Newcastle are in their new variations, but it's still a black kit, which is their normal colour anyway. Callum Wilson has a go already, but no goal for Newcastle then. A real let-off for Villa. That could have easily straight away been 1-0 to Newcastle. It's San Maximan. Joe Willock. Matty Cash clears it. Really dangerous ball then from Joe Willock. Martinez missed it completely. My goalkeeper of the season last season, Emiliano Martinez, missed that then. But it's another let-off for Villa because Matty Cash cleared it. Murphy gives it away. Anwar El Ghazi trying to take on Fabian Schär. Here's Buendia, the new number 10 replacing Grealish. McGinn has a go, but it's over. He scored a beauty against Watford in their first game, but doesn't get it in against Newcastle. Throw to Villa as Lascelles clears it. Matty Cash is going to take it. What a volley. Danny Ings makes it 1-0 to Villa, and that's already goal of the season so far. A fantastic Bicey. A proper goal scorer. He's proved it at Southampton. And it's the Mings and Ings combo. And that's already goal of the season. 1-0 to Villa. Home debut and already delivering. Sean Longstaff comes on for Isaac Hayden for Newcastle. Murphy holds on to Ramsey, and it's a rightly deserved yellow card then, I think. So, yeah, it is a free kick to Aston Villa. Yeah, shirt pull, deserved yellow card. McGinn's going to take the free kick. Mings tries to fire it in, but it is blocked by the Swiss international, Fabian Schär. Ashley Young gives it to Matty Cash. There's a check. Ooh. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Well, there's a check here. This could be a penalty to Villa. Handball from Newcastle. Yeah, that's a handball from Jamal Lascelles. And VAR are checking it. Yeah, that's a handball. I think this could be a penalty, and I think this is a penalty. Yeah, penalty. I agree. That is a penalty. Danny Ings took the penalty against Watford last time out. Now it's Anwar El Ghazi, the Dutch international, that's taken it this time. Can Woodman deny El Ghazi? The answer is no. Clean as you like. Scores like ease. El Ghazi scores, and it's 2-0 to Aston Villa. 2-0 to Villa. And as it stands, it's a repeat of Villa's win against Newcastle last season at Villa Park, which was also 2-0. Willock to Saint-Maximin. Not quite for Newcastle. And that went wide, that corner then. Newcastle are doing what they can to find a first goal. They're not playing too badly, to be honest. Newcastle, they played really well against West Ham last time out. Oh, that was a bit rough then. But we'll go on to that in a minute. But it's a fighting spirit for Newcastle. Newcastle aren't even playing that bad, to be honest, even though they're 2-0 down. I thought they played really well last time out in against West Ham. They'll bounce back. They will get their first win of the season. They're actually not playing that bad, to be honest, despite the fact, as it stands, this will be 2 defeats in a row. But even though on paper it doesn't look good, they actually aren't playing that bad. They will bounce back, Newcastle. Some points. What's this challenge then? Martinez looked clumsy then. Let's have a look at this. Wilson got there first as well. Yeah, that is a I don't know, actually. I don't know if that is a penalty. I don't know if that was in the box or not, but Wilson did get there first. Yeah, that is a penalty. Yeah, that was clearly in. Wilson got the ball first, saw the ball, but got taken out and clattered on by Emiliano Martinez. And yes, that is a penalty, definitely, to Newcastle. And I agree. That is a yellow card. That is a yellow card for Emiliano Martinez. Newcastle fans called for a red card then, but no, that's not enough for me to be a red card. If that's offside, that's mad. What? That's a penalty. I don't think that's offside. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that. That's a penalty to me. Relief for the Villa fans. How is that offside? I thought that was online. Oh, that's unbelievable, Jeff. That's penalty taken away. I think Newcastle fans will feel like they're robbed then, but at least Martinez didn't get his yellow card taken away because that was a reckless challenge and that was a deserved yellow card. And that sums up Newcastle's day. Luck not going their way at all. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Steve Bruce completely there. There was no lines drawn last week, and why this week? That was not offside. That was a penalty for me. I totally get why Steve Bruce is frustrated. And deservedly so. Newcastle have played 2 brilliant games. They've actually played really well, but they've lost both of them. So they do need to win some point, but their time will come. Their time will come. What a finish from Danny Ings. We're in game week 2 and already goal of the season. Before Gary Lineker has his one-on-one with Dean Smith, I will just quickly check the stats. Nearly 42,000 attendance, 47 to 53 for possession, 10 to 9 for attempts, 2 to 1 for on target, 3 to 4 for corners, 1.52 to 0.79 for expected goals. Douglas Luiz, Martinez, Buendia, Callum Wilson, Hayden Murphy, and Fabian Schär all get in the book. So yeah, Villa's first win of the season. Before I hear which players they pick out, I would like to say this though. Despite those first 3 points of the season, that was a much for me. That was I know Newcastle played very well, and I know I've said that quite a lot of times now, but that was a much better performance from Villa than the game against Watford. I thought they were really poor against Watford, despite the fact they scored 2 goals in that match as well. Yeah, I thought Matty Cash played well. Yeah, Isaac Hayden actually did really well then to get rid of it. What a finish. Yeah, so did I. I thought this was a penalty when Lascelles handballed it. Yeah. So the reason that was given offside for Newcastle's penalty was because the lines do not overlap. See, I understand it is the rules, so I agree with Danny on that. But for me, that was a penalty. I agree with Steve Bruce on how frustrated he was for them. So yeah. Sorry, I got some music playing. Oh, son, no, check it out now. Right, so we've had. I will admit, I'm a bit slow. It's been over an hour, and I've only done 3 games out of 10. But it's all right. We'll pick up the pace. We'll try and get to all 10. So yeah, pretty much that. So right, now on to the match where this team ended Liverpool's 68 match unbeaten run at Anfield last season with that 1-0 win at Anfield. Burnley. Liverpool Burnley's next at Anfield. And the Cop is back to complete audience perfection. Allison, so this is the first time this season we'll get to hear You'll Never Walk Alone. Anyway, Allison, Trent, Van Dijk, Matip, Tsimikas, Harvey Elliott, Henderson, Keita, Salah, Jota, and Mane. Burnley, Pope, Lowton, Tarkowski, me, and Taylor. Goodmanson, Brownhill, Cork, and McNeil. Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes up front. Van Dijk, Keita loses it to Goodmanson. Here's Lowton. Into Chris Wood. McNeil. Oh! Allison didn't get to that, but Trent did. That was nearly 1-0 Burnley, but the flag was up, however. Hang on. I want to check something a second. Alisson didn't get there. Oh, Alexander-Arnold missed it as well. It hit the post. But the flag was up anyway, which would have been a shame for Burnley if it did go in. They're on the attack again. Here's McNeil. He's been brought down. Burnley complained for a penalty, but the referee says no. Here's Harvey Elliott. Salah. Loses it to Ben Mee, but it's won back by Henderson. That's Tsimikas. Keita. What a header from Jota. In front of Tsimikas. Header from Jota. 1-0 Liverpool. And Jota has scored 11 Premier League goals in 21 Liverpool appearances. Those fans are glad he is back after he was sort of injured for parts of last season, but he still had a magnificent season, I thought, last season. Jota is off and running once again. And Pope didn't get to it. Once again, Klopp's got no glasses on. Burnley throw-in because it was out of play by Van Dijk. Here's Goodmanson. Here's McNeil taking on Salah. But Liverpool clear it. But Brownhill wins it back from Harvey Elliott. But Harvey Elliott gets tackled. But here's McNeil with a shot. But Alisson clears it away. What a finish. What a setup. Beautifully done by Harvey Elliott, the 18-year-old, and sets it up perfectly for Liverpool's leading goal scorer the last 4 seasons, ever since his debut. Mohamed Salah delivers again through Pope, and it is 2-0 to Liverpool. Why the hell are they checking it? What? Okay. Let me look at that. Oh, that's unlucky that that's offside. He is slightly offside there, Salah, but not just Salah, but Barney looks offside as well. But yeah, well, it's been ruled out. That's a shame because that looks like a really good goal. So remains 1-0 to Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold, Keita, Salah. Burnley win it back. But it's gone back to Alexander-Arnold. And he finds Mane, but Mane misses it. Second half. Lowton finds it. Lowton finds Ashley Barnes. Goodmanson's going to try and cross it. No, he passes it to Lowton. Hiccups. Here's Lowton. Ashley Barnes scores, but he's offside. Great ball from Lowton. Yeah, no, Barnes is 100% offside. Lowton's throw. He's given it away to Salah, who finds Mane. Henderson whips it towards Harvey Elliott. Elliott crosses it to Salah once again. And Salah can't quite finish it. Blocked by Dwight McNeil. And that could have been redemption from the goal previously that Harvey Elliott set up Salah. That was ruled out offside. McNeil and then Tarkowski cleared it away. Here's to Tsimikas. Jota. Mane fires it, but not quite in. Pope saves it and did just enough. Mane can't believe it. Van Dijk. Harvey Elliott. Alexander-Arnold. Into Mane. What a finish. 2-0 Liverpool. And that is 100% onside. Mane becomes the 5th player to score 50 home Premier League goals for Liverpool. That was sensational football. So, that was some finish from Sadio Mane, and it is 2-0 to Liverpool. That was some finish that was there. Alexander-Arnold into Mane, and it's 2-0. Someone's just commented saying, "Hi there, what's your view on the Wolves versus Spurs match?" I haven't got to that yet because that's on Match of the Day too. I will do eventually though, so stay tuned for that one. But as for now, it's 2-0 to Liverpool, and fantastic football there from the Reds. Keita, Jota and Tsimikas come off for Thiago, Firmino and Gomez. Wood and Goodmanson come off for Rodriguez and Peters. Burnley have a go then, but it's gone wide. But yeah, thanks for your comment there, Sam. I will get to Wolves versus Tottenham eventually. Full time. 2 wins out of 2 for Liverpool. They face a tough fixture against Chelsea on Saturday at Anfield. But it's 2 out of 2 so far for the Reds. Liverpool 2, Burnley 0. Right, let's hear what Klopp and Dyche have to say. Yeah, I just seen that. I seen that comment there, Sam. I just seen that comment. I'll just pause the managers then. I do agree. I thought Mane did step up in that game. I thought he was a lot better than his game against Norwich, and I do agree. I think Salah was better against Norwich than he was against Burnley, but I did think that finish was amazing when Harvey Elliott did set it up, but unfortunately it was offside. So yeah. Dyche once again looking for a penalty. Right, before I move on to what Lineker and co say, I'll look at the stats. Another comment here from Sam. If Burnley could cause some problems to the defence, Klopp will have serious issues when they shall face Chelsea. Well, I bloody hope so, that's for sure, because I am a Chelsea fan. But anyway, yeah. I'm not ruling out it, though, because I know it's going to be a tough match. And plus, I know Liverpool. They will... They are very good at bouncing back. But yeah, Burnley did actually give. I do agree. Burnley did actually give Liverpool a match then, but it wasn't to be. Liverpool were the better team, but Burnley, like with Newcastle, like what I said with Newcastle against Villa, Burnley I didn't think played that bad. They got Leeds coming up at Ellen Road. I believe it's at Ellen Road. I'll double check. I should know off by heart. Leeds, Burnley. Yeah, no, it's not. It's at Turf Moor. Oh, okay. So I got that wrong. Anyway, that will be a tough match for Leeds, and Burnley could win that. You know, they could bounce, but they could beat Leeds. And I honestly would not rule out Burnley beating Leeds actually this weekend, but that will also be a tough game as well because Leeds are also still looking for their first win of the season. Right. Let's look at the statistics for a second then. Oh, come on. $52,500, right? 67 possession to 33, 27 attempts to 9, 9 on target to 3. That doesn't look good for Burnley. 8 corners to 4, 2.84 expected goals to 0.77, and no bookings. Bloody hell. But yeah, I know those statistics look poor for Burnley and Liverpool looked dominant, but like I said, I didn't think they played bad at all. Anyway, that's the end of that. Let's move on to Lineker. If I can just get it there. Lukaku had good time against the men versus boys. Next week, men. That's too funny. That is. Wow. It doesn't get any easier for Arsenal, does it? They got City this weekend, so. Oh man, I really hope Lukaku turns up against Liverpool. Do you think Chilwell start against Liverpool? Either Chilwell will start against Liverpool, or he will be on the bench and he will come on for Alonso if Alonso doesn't do very well. But personally, I think Alonso hasn't done that bad at all for us. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tuchel does bring him on for the game against Liverpool. But we'll see what happens. He's just come back from the Euros, but we'll see. Danny Murphy's picking out Henderson here for his performance. Yeah, don't blame him. See, I personally thought the youngster played really well. Harvey Elliott, personally, that's just me. Oh, that's gutting. That is gutting. Chilwell is in your FPL, but with 0 starts. That is a shame. I need to change my FPL for this weekend before the deadline. I change my FPL I would like to I need to change my FPL for this weekend. I change my FPL every single weekend to try and get the most points possible. But yeah, I'd love to see Anfield painted blue as well. I wonder who you support, Sam. I'm a full-on Chelsea supporter, but that's just me. You might support someone else, but it's clear you don't support Liverpool. Anyway, but no, that was some ball there from Henderson into Keita. and that goes into Harvey Elliott. That was the offside goal. Shame for Liverpool, but it is what it is. What's the next match? Brighton Watford. That'll be interesting. Well, Klopp's men were clinical once again. I hope that doesn't happen against us this weekend. Liverpool is a good team. What's your score prediction? I'm going to be honest. I don't think. Well, I will mention it in my next video before Saturday, which will be my predictions for game week 3. But I don't think we're going to win. I'm going to be honest. I hate to say it. I'm going with a 1-1 draw. I do think we're going to get a point at least. And to be honest, I'd be pretty happy with a point at Anfield at least against Liverpool. But that's a tough one. I want an exact performance like last season where Mason Mount completely outclassed Liverpool at Anfield and Mane was off par all game. But it's going to be different because the crowd's back, obviously. But no, Liverpool's a good team. They turn up usually against us at Anfield as well, especially the last few seasons, apart from last season. But yeah, I do think though we're not going to lose. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw at Anfield. I don't think we're going to win. I'd love to see us win, but I do think it's going to be a draw. And if we do draw and if we do lose, I think we're going to bounce back immediately. Our next game is against Villa at home, and I think that'll be a home win. But I'm not going to rule Villa out because Villa are a decent side right now, even though they were poor against Watford first game. 2-1 Chelsea. My guy, come on, let's go. I could do with that personally. I'd taken the risk and transferred Kane for Lukaku and captained him. I mean, to be honest, I'm glad we signed Lukaku over Kane, not going to lie. There was not a chance in a million years that Harry Kane was going to come to Chelsea from Tottenham. I could not see that happening at all. And heard Klopp call Konate to save Van Dijk from being manhandled by Lukaku. That's all I hope on Saturday is for Lukaku to completely body Virgil van Dijk. They're two beasts going at it together. If Lukaku wins that, that'd be amazing. That'd be brilliant. Lukaku! I didn't quite hear that. Apparently Klopp is talking about protecting the players, but also talking about a bit of wrestling as well. I'm not surprised Klopp's thinking about Chelsea on Saturday. That's a big, big game. Two Titanic Germans going head to head. It's Klopp versus Tuchel. Former Premier League winner, a Premier League winner and a Champions League winner against another Champions League winner. Hopefully a Premier League winner this season, but we'll see. Right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Nearly an hour and a half into my live stream. We're on to nearly halfway. We're game. This is match 5. This is Brighton versus Watford at the Amex Stadium. Right, so it's Robert Sanchez in goal, Webster, Duffy and Dunk at the back, Gross, Lallana, Basuma and March, Trossard, Mope and McAllister up front. Backman is once again in goal for Watford. Cathcart, Troistekon, Kabasele and Messina. Cleverly, Itobo and Loser in midfield. And then Ismail Assar, Emmanuel Dennis and Ken Sema up front for Watford. So, yeah. Gross takes an immediate throwing into Webster. Into Solly March. But it's headed away. Corner to Brighton. While they showed the replay there, as Solly March tried to whip it in, it was great to see Lukaku pass unselfishly to Havertz. Sadly, Havertz couldn't find the net. Yeah, it's a shame. I wasn't surprised he got subbed off against Arsenal on Sunday. Your thoughts on Brighton? Okay, so against Burnley, first half of last week in the game week 1, not last week, game week 1, Burnley were the better team, but second half they came back. But I know they did beat Watford here 2-0, so I am now going to see how they performed against Watford here. As for Watford, I thought they were magnificent against Villa. Shame they lost 2-0 to Brighton, but I do have both teams to stay up this season. I think both teams will stay up, but we'll see. Right, corner to Brighton. Pascal Gross is taking it. And it's in. It's deflected from the bar and in. Shane Duffy puts it in, and it is 1-0 to Brighton. Back in the side, Shane Duffy. The assist from Pascal Gross from his corner. And it is 1-0 to Brighton. Very good header. Backman couldn't quite get to that. 1-0 to Brighton, and it's 14 minutes into the game. Bright start for the Seagulls. But Watford have a go with Ismail Assar, but it's over. Into Gross. Yeah, Watford may stay up. I think they will. I've gone with Norwich, Crystal Palace, and Southampton to go down this season. I kind of want to change that now because Southampton, I thought, didn't look that bad against Everton. And they did drew with Man U this weekend, but it's early days yet. But we'll see. Here's Trossard trying to win the ball, trying to get it away from Kabasele, and Brighton don't quite get it in. Trossard did actually really well dispossessing from Kabasele, but Brighton could not find the net. But it still stays 1-0 to Graham Potter's side. That's gone straight to Backman. It's a mistake from Watford, and Mope takes advantage of Watford's misfortunes, and it is 2-0 to Brighton. It's Mope's 20th Premier League goal, and this was a big mistake by Watford here. Given the ball away, poor defending, And Mopé takes advantage of Watford's misfortunes, and it is 2-0 to Brighton. Big mistake by Tom Cleverley. Yeah, I know. Could you imagine if it's Arsenal getting relegated? That would be some story. Right, Connolly comes on for Mopé. Hernandez comes on for Loser. But it's gone to Messina for Watford. Ismail Assar tries to find the net, but it went straight to Robert Sanchez. He does win the ball, though, from Lewis Dunk. Bissouma, my player of the season for Brighton last season. He passes it to McAllister. Pascal Gross into McAllister. Oh! How did Connolly miss that? That was a sitter. That should have been 3-0 to Brighton. He's unlucky not to score then. And that would have been top bigs, top left. Playing very well here, Brighton. Certainly the better side. Here's Ismail Assar. To Cathcart, the ex-Plymouth Argyle player, Craig Cathcart. Into Cleverley, but Robert Sanchez denies Watford. Josh King's on for Craig Cathcart, the ex-Bournemouth player. Ismail Assar, Cleverley, back to Sarr. Hernandez has a go. Decent effort, but over. It's very good technique as well. Watford could have had their first goal then. But it was over. I'll tell you what, I don't mind Watford's away kit this season. Trossard comes off for Mwepu, and Didi comes on for Ken Sema. But it's a corner for Brighton. Kabasele tries to mark Dunk. Duffy tries to have a look, but Cleverley tries to win it back and tries to take it out. But Brighton win it back. Here's Pascal Gross, the German. Save. That was some save from Backman, but McAllister nearly put it in again then. But it's not 3-0 to Brighton. Cleared by Daniel Backman, but it went straight back to McAllister, but he couldn't put it in. Here's Josh King, who loses it. And it's full time. Brighton 2, Watford 0. Watford couldn't keep up with the Seagulls that match, and I thought Brighton were the definite better team there. Watford tried to give it their all, but Brighton were the better team, and it is their best start to a Premier League season for the Seagulls. Job done for Graham Potter, 2-0 Brighton. Watford did not have the football that Brighton had today. Thanks, buddy. Mate, we'll catch you later after Chelsea win. Keep going. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, hopefully we will beat Liverpool, but we'll see. We'll see. Right, let's listen to what Zisco has to say. Right. So let's see what the statistics were quickly. I nearly said queer then. For fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, let's see what the statistics are quickly. Oh bloody hell, computer. No, I've gone to the wrong stage of the program here. Right. Nearly 29,500 attendance, 57% possession to 43, 13 attempts to 10, 3 on target to 1, 7 corners to 2, 1.32 expected goals to 0.44, yellow cards for Webster, Duffy, March, and who the heck was the other one? Bloody graphics went really quick then. I did think Brighton were the better team, but Watford did give it a go with their 10 shots, but only 1 on target, which isn't good for the Hornets. Webster, Duffy, Maweepu, and March all got yellow cards. Right, on to the pundits and Gary Lineker. Sorry, that felt like a bit of a roast then. I love you, Gary. Did you hear that? Gary Lineker just said he loves Graham Potter's beard. You may as well call him Harry Potter. Anyway, I better shut up. But yeah, what a start for Brighton. I know it's early days, but still, opening 2 games, they're both wins. Good football from them as well. I agree with Danny Murphy. Brighton are actually a decent team to watch. I think they're such. I'm going to be honest. I think they're such a criminally underrated team. So many people always tip Brighton to go down, but I think they're a really good squad. Not going to lie. I think they're a mid-table looking team. Not going to lie. And yeah, Basuma, some player. No wonder he's been linked with other clubs this summer. I mean, look at that tackle. His aware and passing is a terrific. Well, you can't blame them, really. Jermaine's there saying, "Oh, you imagine putting Basuma, United at City." Maybe, yeah, he would fit in. But to be honest, I don't know how he would fit into United and City when they've got Pogba, Fernandes, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Rodri. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a fantastic defensive midfielder, and he was my player of the season for Brighton. But Brighton fans right now would be like, "Shut up." Anyway. Right. Now, Crystal Palace against Brentford at Selhurst Park. Look at that atmosphere. Before I go on to the teams, look at that atmosphere. And this is where I highly praise Crystal Palace. I honestly think Selhurst Park is the best stadium in the whole league for atmosphere. Liverpool fans will be killing me right now for me saying that, but I honestly think the atmosphere at Palace is just incredible. Easily one of the best grounds in the Premier League for atmosphere. They don't stop singing. Incredible. They're brilliant supporters. Anyway, the team lineups for Crystal Palace, it's Guaita in goal, Ward, Anderson, Guehi and Mitchell, Gallagher, Koyate and MacArthur, and then Zaha, Benteke and Schlupp up front. Raya is in goal for Brentford with Asia, Janssen and Pinnock at the back. Canos, Onyeka, Norgard, Janelt and Henry in midfield. And then Mbomo and Ivan Toney up front for the Bees. Brentford are in a yellow kit, and that doesn't surprise me because their nickname's the Bees anyway. Patrick Vieira versus Thomas Frank. 2 new Premier League coaches. Is Gallagher. Zaha. Into Gallagher. Can Gallagher finish it off? Oh, he's hit the crossbar. How did he miss that? That could have been 1-0 to Crystal Palace, and a bit of work to do there for Brentford already. And that has got the Palace fans going again. Gallagher, very unlucky there. He had stand-up performances at West Brom last season, as Ivan Toney has a go himself for Brentford, but Brentford don't quite put it in. Look, Conor Gallagher had some decent performances with West Brom last season. Can he do it again this season with Palace? Is Onyeka for Brentford. Onyeka goes down. But no. Well, he's looking for it, Onyeka, as Koyate looks in disbelief. No, I didn't think it looked that bad, but Brentford have got the free kick anyway. Oh, and he's hit the crossbar as well. Best we've seen from Brentford so far. Mbomo nearly puts it in, but hits the crossbar. Koyate loses it. Now Rico Henry for Brentford. Here's Onyeka. It's gone straight to Guaita. On to the second half. Tell you what, both teams have had chances so far. Here's Mbomo to Canos, but it's gone off Crystal Palace. And Brentford have a corner. It's gone off Mitchell. I keep forgetting that's the number 3 because Van Aanholt's left Crystal Palace. Canos loses it to Gallagher, but Gallagher clears it, but Brentford have a corner. And Mbomo's going to take it. Dangerous. Toney has the header, but it's punched away by Guaita. Joe Ward. It's gone out. But it is a Crystal Palace throw. It went out from a Brentford player. Gallagher. Crosses it. Benteke has a look, but it's gone over. Benteke has the header, but it's gone over. Not 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Joe Ward sent it across with the cross. Benteke can't quite get it in. Toney to Mbomo. Canos. Toney. It's gone out. It's a corner. Corner to Brentford, and Mbomo takes it again. And Ivan Toney puts it over. And he can't believe it. Ayew comes on for Schlupp for Palace. Schlupp first touch gives it to Wilfried Zaha. And gives it to James McCarthy, who nearly makes it 1-0 to Palace. What a stop from David Raya. Zaha goes down, but McCarthy nearly makes it 1-0 to Palace. Well, Thomas Frank understands how the Palace fans are, so yeah. Well, yeah, I thought the Brentford fans were incredible as well, especially in their game against Arsenal, of course. Yeah, no, I agree with Thomas Frank there. It's a point, but he'll try and take the level to the next another level to the next game, and they have Villa next, so that won't be easy for Brentford at all. But they'll give it a go. I'll tell you what, though, 4 points in 2 games, a win and a draw, is actually a decent start for newly promoted Brentford. So I know it's a draw against Crystal Palace, and it was going to be a tough match anyway, but that's still a decent result for Brentford, if you think about it. Right, let's have a look at the stats. But as for Palace, yes, I agree with Patrick Vieira as well. They did play a lot better against Brentford. Just same as Villa. They played a lot better in their second week against their first week. They played a lot better against Brentford than they did against us. They got outclassed by us. Anyway, the attendance was 23,000 at Selhurst Park. 53% to 47 for possession. 7 attempts to 14. That's good for Brentford. 2 on target to 3 on target. 3 corners to 5 corners. 0.54 expected goals to 0.91. That's quite close. And yellow cards for Anderson, Benteke, Ward, and Norgard. So really, it was an even Stevens game. So yeah, the 0-0 draw I think is a fair result there with all that statistics. So yeah, let's see what Gary and co have to say. Sorry, I got distracted things. I thought I got jump scared because I thought there was a spider in my room and I have a fucking arachnophobia. Yeah, Schlupp should have helped Benteke then. yeah. Palace, I think, will try their best to improve now that Vieira's got themselves a point. But yeah, Brentford, that's a decent start. A win and a draw in your first 2 Premier League games. That's a very good start. 8 clean sheets as well. I won't talk about the table on here because this is obviously Saturday's match of the day. I'll talk about the table after the West Ham Leicester match. But yeah, 4 games still to come. Sorry, I was just checking an important email then from my uni. 4 games still to come. So yeah, let's have a watch. I should skip the intro really because I've seen it already today, but it's too iconic. Oh. Here we go. My personal 2 favourites, if I had to choose, Shearer and Wright, are with Mark Chapman for this. And we start with the boys in blue for match 7. Here we go. Chelsea against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. And Lukaku starts. Before I start playing the match, I just would like to say that I did actually record this match on the Sunday when it was on Sky Sports. Unfortunately, my live stream on my laptop, which is what I'm using for Match of the Day now, failed. I'm recording on my Mac, which is behind it. Unfortunately, my live stream on my laptop failed when I tried to live stream Arsenal Chelsea in the lounge while I was watching it. But yeah, that didn't all go to plan, so I had to record it, and I've been editing it. It is edited. And earlier this week, unfortunately, my exportings have failed from Premiere. All of them from Adobe Premiere Pro on my laptop. And That is why the match reaction from me from the full game hasn't been uploaded yet. I will try and find a way to be uploaded, but to be honest, as it stands, I may as well just wait for our game against Liverpool on Saturday. But I'll try and find a way to upload it. If I can, then obviously you can give it a watch. But yeah, I did react to Arsenal-Chelsea, and yeah, I'm going to say that the news wasn't too bad of news at all. Anyway, let's watch the highlights. Arsenal-Chelsea, Romelu Lukaku is playing. This is what I called back when I was a kid, the big London derby. He was amazing at Everton. He's a legend for Everton. He did so well in the Euros, and in Inter Milan, he was just amazing. What a striker. Right, Arsenal against Chelsea. Ben White didn't play. Ben White didn't play because he hit COVID, and Lacazette wasn't playing either. But this was the side that started. Leno, Cedric, Holding, Mari, Tierney, Lokonga, Xhaka, Pepe, Smith-Rowe, Saka, and Martinelli. Aubameyang does return from his illness, but he's on the bench. Balogun drops to the bench, as does Chambers. And Aaron Ramsdale has signed for Arsenal from Sheffield United. As for Chelsea, Mendy, Azpilicueta, Christensen, Rudiger, Reece James, Jorginho, Kovacic, Alonso, Mount, Havertz, and Lukaku. Lukaku, Havertz, and Reece James come in for Werner, Kante. And I should know this. I don't remember who the other one was that we took off. Oh, yeah, it was Chalobah. Of course it was. Yeah, Chalobah, Werner, and Kante all dropped to the bench. Sorry, Pulisic was on the. Christian Pulisic was the one being replaced. Sorry, not Kante. Kante was, of course, injured for a bit. But surprisingly, not really for Kante, but for Ziyech in particular, those two have come back really quickly from injury. That's legit surprised me. Pulisic has been tested positive, so that's why he didn't play. But Kante, I didn't think was injured that much. But I knew Ziyech was injured in that match against Villarreal, so I am surprised he's back early already. Right. Holding. Xhaka. Arsenal made a bright start here at the beginning. Saka had the ball. Smith-Rowe had a shot already, but it went straight to Mendy. Christensen. Kovacic. Rudiger. Back to Kovacic. Doesn't go to Jorginho. He finds Lukaku. Back to Kovacic. Finds Reece James. Reece James has got space. Into Lukaku goal. 1-0 Chelsea. And scores on his debut for Chelsea. The assist from Reece James was incredible. The play from Kovacic was brilliant. And in his opening game for the Blues, well, on his return, Romelu Lukaku scores for Chelsea. And that was a brilliant cross from Reece James. And that was what Chelsea bought him to do. It's 1-0 to Chelsea and Romelu Lukaku scores. Reece James. Lukaku goes down. And it's a yellow card for Pablo Mari. Yeah, rifles into Lukaku. A torrid 33 minutes for Pablo Mari and a rightly so yellow card. Here's Mason Mount. Alonso. Alonso wins it from Mount. Lukaku goes down. Mason Mount into Reece James. Bang! And it's 2-0. Sets up the first goal for Romelu Lukaku and then scores the second. A cracking finish from Reece James. The assist from Mason Mount. And they have put Arsenal to shreds. And Chelsea look at a team at their best near the top, while Arsenal look their team at best mid-table, especially after that Brentford nightmare for the Gunners. 2-0 to Chelsea, and we're not even at half-time yet. Here's Lokonga. Smith Rowe. Tierney tries to cross it, but it's blocked by Reece James. Here comes Saka. Smith Rowe could not get it in, and the ball goes straight to Mendy. Once again, Emile Smith Rowe has been one of Arsenal's best players. Arsenal's best player so far this season. Here's Pepe. Back to Pepe. Saka goes down. Arsenal look for a penalty, and it's not a penalty. Looked a bit clumsy from Reece James, not going to lie, but to be honest, he just runs across, to be honest, and that's not enough to be a penalty, personally, for me. That's not enough, and Arsenal fans once again complaining, trying to get a penalty. Arsenal fans not happy, but it's not a penalty. Here's Pepe. Here's Lokonga. Diving header away by Rudiger. And in the first time in the game, you can hear the roar from the Arsenal fans as Arsenal get a corner. Pepe tries to find Smith Rowe, but away by Mason Mount. Lokonga. Pablo Mari doesn't get to it. But here's Saka with a chance, but deflected. And what a save by Mendy. Saka has a go. He outclassed Chelsea last season in the 3-1 win. But that's the best we've seen from Arsenal. And it's a brilliant save by Mendy. Frustrated Mikel Arteta. Leno's got the ball. Looks long for Martinelli. But Christensen wins it from Martinelli. And Aubameyang looks to come on in a minute. Pepe to Pablo Mari and to Rob Holding. And Arsenal have another chance missed. Just wide from the top right. How can the crowd boo at that? He was very close. Anyway, Aubameyang and Tavares, the new signing from Benfica, come on for Saka and Tierney, while Kante comes on for Kovacic. Here's Lukaku. Reece James. Mason Mount. Into Lukaku, and Leno saves it, but it's hit the bar as well. Denied a second goal on his debut. Could have been 3-0 to Chelsea. Powered his way through. And straight to Leno. But then hit the bar. Pouring conditions here at the Emirates. Here in North London. Martinelli comes off for Balogun. And Ziyech comes on for Mount. Here's Jorginho. Reece James. Christensen puts it left to Alonso. Now Kante. Kai Havertz. Space for Ziyech. Looks for Lukaku, who wins it off Tavares. Havertz has a go, but it goes straight to Leno. Tries to nutmeg Leno. But no finish and goal there for Kai Havertz. But it doesn't matter. It's a win-win situation for Thomas Tuchel. Boos roar round the Emirates. And Romelu Lukaku is back for Chelsea. 6 points for Chelsea so far in the season, and Arsenal have got nothing so far. A masterclass of a performance by Thomas Tuchel. Full time, Arsenal 0, Chelsea 2. And there's big questions for Mikel Arteta. Well, I can't blame Reece James for that interview, because I thought he was absolutely superb today. All the talk, I watched this on Sky Sports on Super Sunday, and Gary Neville gave man of the match to Romelu Lukaku. That I totally understand. He was magnificent on his debut for us. Absolutely magnificent. However, my man of the match personally was Reece James, because he contributed for the first goal that Lukaku scored, and then the second one he scored himself. And he's been magnificent all game. Yeah, fantastic performance. Reece James was my man of the match in that performance. Let's have a look at the statistics. And this probably looks like very good statistics for Chelsea. Hey, come on, the boys. Nearly 59,000 for the attendance, and most of that will be booing because most of them are Arsenal fans. 58,729, 35 possession to 65, 6 attempts to 22, 3 on target to 5, 9 corners to 8, and 0.34 expected goals to 2.191. Pablo Mari, Rob Holding, and Lokonga all got booked. No Chelsea players got booked at all during that match. But yeah, brilliant performance from the boys in blue. Yeah, he did. I agree, Mark. Chelsea did dominate. Yeah, I agree. We were dominant against Arsenal. I agree. I completely agree with Alan Shearer and Mark Chapman. We dominated the game. Which should have been 3-4 or 5. We absolutely battered Arsenal in terms of performance, not in terms of the scoreline, of course. Just stop there. I do agree with Alan Shearer as well. I mean, I can guess now why I can see Gary Neville gave Lukaku man of the match, because if Lukaku wanted his debut to be against any team in the Premier League with a shaky defence like Arsenal's, it would be Arsenal, because he absolutely battered them. It just shows Arsenal have got a lot of work to do up their sleeves. See, I thought Kovacic had a good game as well. I thought Kovacic had a good game as well, personally. Magnificent performance from Reece James. Shots 8, on target 2, goals 1, passing accuracy 95%. Watch out for big boy Rob this season, everyone. Yeah, I agree with Righty. I thought Lokonga had quite a decent game, to be honest, for Arsenal. But for me, the two that stood out for Arsenal were Lokonga and Smith Rowe. They were the only two that gave Arsenal their all. in that match, but Chelsea outclassed Arsenal. It was just a poor performance from Arsenal. A repeat of Brentford, a poor performance for Arsenal. Both of their matches so far, and they look in trouble. They're going to find it hard against City on Saturday, and it's at the Etihad as well. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's also why they weren't good enough. Pablo Mari and Rob Holding need to start screaming at their midfield if they're not playing well. Simple as that. Oh, stretch. Agreed with Shearer again. Brentford just came up from the Championship. Arsenal have got to be up for it, and they weren't. Brentford were better in every single department against Arsenal, and then you got Chelsea, who are European champions and are very good at the moment. And I'm going to be honest, I was really worried this might be a repeat of the match against Arsenal at the Emirates at first, because recently, every time Arsenal have had a poor or disappointing season, as soon as they played Chelsea, they turned up. But they definitely did not this time out. Good. That's mad. Lukaku's already started his career at Chelsea, and in the Premier League all-time top scorers, so there you see Alan Shearer on 260, Wayne Rooney on 208 second, and Andy Cole third on 187. Romelu Lukaku has just overtaken Ian Wright to 20th on 114. Right, next. So there we go. That was a brilliant performance by Chelsea against Arsenal. Right, 3 games to go. Next is the return of Nuno Espirito Santo to Molineux as Tottenham travel to the West Midlands to face Wolves. There we go. We've got a montage of Nuno. Look how much he loved Wolves. Absolutely loved Wolves. I still can't believe he is at Tottenham. Look at Jota. I can't believe he's at Tottenham. Right, Jose Sa, Kilman, Cody and Seiss, Semedo, Neves, Matinho and Marçal, Trincayo, Traore and Jimenez up front. Tottenham have Lloris in goal, Tanganga, Sanchez, Dyer and Reguilon at defence, Højbjerg, Skip and Ali in midfield, Lucas Moura, Heung-min Son and Steven Bergwijn up front. Tottenham are wearing their space kit, their away kit this season. Oh, and he's given it away. It's gone straight to Reguilon. And to Dele Alli, who's been taken down by Jose Sa, and it's a penalty to Tottenham. That's such a shame for Wolves. And the spot kick stands as VAR check. It's a penalty to Tottenham. Will Dele Alli score? Yes, he does. It's 1-0 to Tottenham here at Molineux. 9 minutes into the game, and the men wearing the space kit are in front. Jose Sa could not save that. It's Wolves 0, Tottenham 1. Jose Sa went the wrong way. And Nuno is in front against his old team. Here's Matinho, who gives it away. But there goes Seiss. Here's Traore, who dispossesses Davinson Sanchez with his pace. But it's gone straight to Tottenham. And Wolves go down. Semedo goes down. And Wolves are shouting for a penalty here. Stuart Atwell says no. I don't know about that. My brother will definitely say that's a penalty. I don't know if that's enough to be a penalty, personally. Neves. Here's Marcel. Traore trying to take on Tanganga and has bigger pace over Tanganga. Oh, and Jimenez nearly puts it in for Wolves for the equaliser. It would have been the dream Molyneux return for Raul Jimenez, and this was beautiful football from Wolves. Traore with his pace. Tanganga couldn't even answer to it. Wolves' best chance so far as Neves tries to find Reguilon's header. Neves has a go, but it's gone straight to Lloris. On to the second half. Here's Jean Martinho. Trincayo. And Tottenham win it back. Here's Son. But Son's giving it away to Semedo, who has a go. But it goes wide from the top right. It's actually a promising start here for Wolves, despite the penalty for Tottenham that they scored. Here's Son. Son has got away from Cody, but brilliantly blocked by Max Kilman. Son is asking for a handball, but nothing has been checked. It's come off from the chest of the Wolves defender. Semedo gets past Reguilon, and Trincayo couldn't put it in for Wolves. Gone straight to the race as Harry Kane is still on the bench. Will he come on for Spurs? As Daniel Levy looks on. Is Dyer. Loses it to Neves. Neves does a brilliant pass to Traore. And Adama Traore, it's gone straight to Lloris. Wolves should have had it in then. Should have been 1-1. Best chance of the afternoon by a long way. Shame Wolves couldn't capitalise then to make it 1-1. Here's Kilman, who has a go, but it's gone left, and it's gone straight to Lloris. Lloris has got it straight to Bergwijn. Can Neves win it off him? But Jose Sarr saves it. Son has another go, and Jose Sarr saves it again. It's Bergwijn and Son again, but this time it's blocked by the Wolves' defence. Cody in the way. Son was brilliant then, but as was Jose Sarr. Saved it not once, but twice. And then Son had another go, but the defence of Wolves blocks it. And now Harry Kane is about to come on. And Son is coming off. Meanwhile, Dendoncker comes on for Wolves over Matinho. And Lo Celso comes on for Lucas Moura as the midfield strengthens to try and make sure Tottenham are more defending to keep hold of their 1-0 lead. Here's Bergwijn. Into Kane. Straight to Jose Sarr. Bergwijn has another go, but Jose Sarr saves it again. Tottenham threaten to get a second. Trincayo and Saiss come off, and Aït Nouri and Fabio Silva come on. Here's Kane. As Højbjerg makes a run on the far right side, but it's out and it's a corner to Tottenham. Against the post from Eric Dyer. But it did go to Jose Sar's gloves. Here's Reguilon gets the ball. Can't get to the second one, though. And that's it. Nuno Espirito Santo wins at his old club. And Tottenham have narrowly beaten Wolves 1-0 here at Molineux. And Harry Kane goes to applaud the Tottenham fans. Well, that's the answer to your question there. That is your answer because it has been confirmed. They just asked in the question there, is that applauds to the Tottenham fans goodbye? The answer is no, because Harry Kane has said he's staying at the club. So Tottenham win 1-0 against Wolves with a Dele Alli penalty. Right. Before I go on to the statistics, I can see now why my brother and my dad both said Wolves got robbed. Because they had more attempts, way more attempts at goal than Tottenham did. But I wouldn't say Tottenham played bad at all, personally. But Dele Alli did somehow manage to get a penalty. But to be honest, I think this performance from Wolves was the same performance they had against Leicester. They played really well, like Newcastle. They've now had 2 defeats, but both played really well. But they just need to be more clinical because they're getting chance after chance after chance. That first goal from the season will come for Wolves, but they just need to be more clinical, personally. But they should have more than 0 points, personally, because they played well against Tottenham. They played well in their first match against Leicester as well, when Traore missed that sitter. I'll look at the statistics, actually, briefly. It's so, if I can just get it there. Doesn't say the attendance for some reason. 59% possession to 41, 25 attempts to 8, 6 on target to 6, 5 corners to 4, 1.54 to 1.45 for expected goals. Jimenez, Tanganga, Skip, Højbjerg, and Kane all got in the book. I do agree with that, to be honest. So Nuno Espirito Santo said he was at Tottenham to believe, and they're saying he's got Dele Alli to believe in again, believe again. Maybe he's right, but we'll see how Dele Alli does for the rest of the season because he's had 4 disappointing seasons. The last 4 seasons, his best 2 seasons were his first 2 seasons at Tottenham in 15, 16, 16, 17 when he was absolutely electrifying. But his his form has been dropped ever since. And remember, form is temporary, class is permanent. He's got work to do if he wants to be a first team regular again for Tottenham. Yeah, no, I do agree with Shearer. It's actually quite an impressive start for Tottenham, to be honest, even though it's been 2 games, of course. But they beat the champion City fair and square in their first game. Son and Lucas Moura were fantastic, and they've kept a clean sheet second game. They've kept clean sheet second game as well. They haven't conceded a goal yet second game. So yeah, not a bad start at all for Tottenham, but still a long way to go for the season. It's early days. 2 games to go. Yeah, this is exactly what I said. Wolves had 42 shots then. No, 25 shots compared to Tottenham's 8 and didn't score one. They're looking really good. Their passing looks really good. Their passing was better than Tottenham's. Their passing accuracy was better than Tottenham's. Their possession was better than Tottenham's. The only thing that wasn't better than Tottenham's was their shooting accuracy. And Wolves' crosses was better than Tottenham's, but they just need to be clinical if they want to score goals. And they've got a difficult game against Manchester United next at Molyneux. But who knows? It could be their first win of the season, but we'll see. Their time will come. They were unlucky against Leicester as well. Traore had a sitter. Although, yeah, that's the only thing though. Traore did have another exceptional game. He bullied some of the Tottenham defenders to shreds in that game. He's that pace. He's honestly he's definitely one of the fastest players in the Premier League. In fact, he probably is the fastest player in the Premier League and probably one of the fastest in the world. In terms of speed, he absolutely outclassed Tanganga in that game. Tanganga had no answer to his speed. And I highly rate him. And yet fans of the Premier League across the world think he's one of the most overrated players in the Premier League. I disagree completely. I think he's a very good player, as Adama Traore. I think his time will come. Who knows? His time will come. Right, 2 to go. It's Southampton versus Manchester United at St Mary's. So, for Southampton, McCarthy in goal. Livramento, Stevens, Salisu and Perraud at the back. Walcott, Romeo, Ward-Prowse and Gineppo in midfield. Shea Adams and Adam Armstrong up front. Manchester United, De Gea's in goal. Varane's on the bench, as is Sancho. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw at the back. Matic and Fred in defensive midfield. Then Greenwood, Fernandes and Pogba ahead of them. And up front is Anthony Martial. McTominay and Daniel James go back on the bench. Southampton led United 2-0 in this fixture last season and it ended up 3-2 to Man United. As one of the Southampton players already goes down, Shea Adams. And it is a free kick to Southampton as Hassan Hootel looks on. And it is going to be a certain James Ward-Prowse who's going to take the free kick for Southampton. And it's already another decent free kick, but it's gone straight to De Gea, who saves it. Is Wan-Bissaka. Fred just got caught then. Yeah, Perro just caught the right ankle then of Fred. Bruno Fernandes. It goes into Martial. I think that went over the line. No, it didn't. It didn't go over the line. Southampton somehow kept that out. It hit the bar originally as well. Southampton very lucky and fortunate to clear that then. That could have so easily been 1-0 to Manchester United. Mr. Ferguson has come to watch. Ward-Prowse. Livramento tries to cross it, but it's gone to Matic. Is Luke Shaw. Now Maguire tries to win it. Matic loses it, but Fred wins it back. Fernandez loses it to Jack Stevens, the Cornishman from Tor Point. Gineppo to Adam Armstrong. Shea Adams scores. Bottom right. Southampton take the lead against Manchester United, but it's actually confirmed as an own goal from Fred, as Bruno Fernandes is furious, as they felt they should have had a free kick. Look at him. He's fuming. To be honest, I can understand that because I thought that was a foul as well. But Southampton has taken advantage of Bruno Fernandes' furiousness. Jack Stevens passes it to Adam Armstrong. Shea Adams puts it to bottom right. 1-0 to Southampton, and Bruno Fernandes is fuming. Southampton takes advantage, and the referee doesn't play a free kick to Manchester United, and Solskjaer cannot believe it. United now looking for an equaliser. Here's Luke Shaw. Greenwood, who loses it. Gineppo wins it from Greenwood, but unfortunately he tries to prevent the corner, but it is a corner to Manchester United, which Fernandes takes. Southampton clear it away with Romeo. Here's Livramento taking on Fred. He outpaces Fred. Livramento. Can Southampton make it 2-0, but it can't quite go to Adam Armstrong. Tell you what, Southampton are looking good this game. And United look frustrated as heck. This is doubly disappointing from the Red Devils after they absolutely torn Leeds apart in their first game at Old Trafford. But there's still a second half to come. Bednarek comes on for Walcott. Here's Wan-Bissaka, meanwhile. Bruno Fernandes. Pogba couldn't quite get to the ball, but he's got the ball now as he takes on the Southampton defence. Passes it to Fernandes. Back to Pogba. And fired in by Greenwood. And it is 1-1. Manchester United equalise here at St Mary's. It's another assist from Paul Pogba, who was absolutely spectacular against Leeds at Old Trafford. But he assists again for Mason Greenwood's equaliser. And it is 1-1 here in Hampshire. McCarthy will be disappointed with that. He should have saved that better. It went through his legs and it's 1-1. Sancho comes on for Martial as Bruno Fernandes has the ball. Greenwood, Pogba, Sancho on the... Luke Shaw on the left. Great turn by Pogba, but not quite into the goal. Just wide into the bottom right corner. He's actually started the season in brilliant fashion. In fact, Pogba hit the post then, and he's got the ball again. He started the season in brilliant fashion, Paul Pogba. And here comes Jadon Sancho for Manchester United. Here's Fred. Just onto the roof of the net from Mason Greenwood. Pogba, Wan-Bissaka, Sancho, Wan-Bissaka, into Fernandes, and it goes straight to McCarthy with the save. Yeah, he does keep it in there, McCarthy. Diallo comes on for Gineppo. Maguire lost the ball then, and Adam Armstrong has a strike. A brilliant save from David De Gea. Could have been 2-1 to Southampton, but De Gea saved that brilliantly. But Armstrong should have scored. Adam Armstrong. There's two Armstrongs. As Ward-Prowse takes the corner. Southampton had another chance then. This time from Che Adams, but Manchester United eventually clear it. Ollie's got some work to do, and it is a draw at St Mary's. That is a frustrated draw. That is a frustrated result there for Manchester United after they battered Leeds in their first game. But no, United got work to do, and they've got to bounce back against Wolves if they want to win again. It's ends Southampton 1, Manchester United 1. I thought it was a decent performance from Southampton, to be honest. So before I listen to Chapman, Shearer, and Wright, let's quickly see the statistics. Once again, they don't show the stats for how many there were at St Mary's. %36 possession, 64, 8 attempts to 15, 3 on target to 4, 7 corners to 7, 0.64 expected goals to 1.53. Gineppo, Jack Stevens, Fernandez, Pogba, and Maguire all got yellow cards. Yeah, I agree with Shearer. Yeah, he played well, Livramento, on the right-hand side. Southampton, for me, deserved the point. They frustrated United today. Not today, in that game. That was some goal from some finish from Che Adams there. And straight to Adam Armstrong, but that was sub save. That was sub save from De Gea. Yeah, I thought they did play very well. Hang on, what did they say? No, it wasn't. Fernandez was looking for it. And it's better with the game's free flowing. I totally agree with Alan. There's too many. There's too many fouls to these days anyway. It's not a foul. Although, yeah, that is very true for United. Once again, I thought their driving force of their equaliser and with their performance was indeed Pogba. What a start he's had to this season, man. Honestly, I'm not ruling him out for one to watch this season at all. He's had a very good start to the season, even though it's only been 2 games, but still. He just needs the consistency now for United because you know how good of a player he is on his day, 100%. World class. And he sets up Greenwood perfectly then to flick that ball and for the striker, Mason Greenwood, to finish it. Yeah. I do see where Alan's coming from there. The team selection was a bit different because they played Martial up front. He's meant to play up front anyway, but he played Greenwood up front last week against Leeds. Magnificent. Yeah. No, I agree. Greenwood should be playing up front, not Martial. So yeah, one more game to go. There's just a few statistics I'd like to check. So the last game was West Ham against Leicester. It was Monday Night Football. I can't. It's not on Match of the Day 2, so I'll have to watch the highlights on YouTube to sort of analyze it. But I do want to check the attendances for the games that didn't show then. If I can just find it. Bear with me. This is just me trying to research and put on my concentration face. It doesn't say. Right, so the attendance at Molineux was just over 30,000, 30,368 for Wolves Tottenham. As for Southampton, Manchester United, if I can. Where is it? No, I don't want to talk about cookies. It doesn't say on United's website. Let me go back to. Okay. Oh, this is going to take a while. Hopefully not. I know the Champions League draws come out today as well, so I do need to look at that. In fact, after this video, I'm going to react to this, to react to it on this. I know it's about the Premier League, what I'm doing right now, but why not? I may as well just have a look because I want to see who everyone's got. So yeah, pretty much that. So if I could just try and find. No, I'm not looking for Saturday. I'm looking for Sunday. Southampton, Manchester United. Oh. It doesn't say the attendance on there either, so that's really. I don't know what's happened there. Why don't these websites just provide things, for God's sake? It doesn't say. I'm not too fussed anyway, but I just wanted to. I was just curious to see what the attendance was. It did say for Wolves, Tottenham, but it didn't say for Southampton, Manchester United on Sky Sports. Then, well, may as well look at West Ham, Leicester's stats now before I look at the highlights on YouTube. So West Ham United celebrated the return of a capacity crowd to the London Stadium by storming to the top of the Premier League with a sensational 4-1 win over Leicester City. The Hammers were at their very best, most celebratory night in East London as 60,000 supporters returned home for the first time in 541 days. That's good news for. That's very good news for West Ham supporters. Oh, there is this website here saying every attendance of the weekend. It doesn't say for Southampton, Manchester United. Well, I guess people will find out closer to the time. But I did hear on the news though that Manchester United's visit to Southampton drew large crowd back to St Mary's, but some kept fans still queuing at kickoff because of turnstile issues. Oh dear. That's not good at all. That's chaos. Right. Anyway, enough of that chit chat. Let's see how the Hammers and the Foxes got on. So let's type that in. Oh, we've got an advert. Bear with me. I would go on the extend. Shall I go on the extended highlights? Nah, I may as well go on Sky Sports. I trust Sky Sports for highlights. While I let this advert play, I'll look at this. Oh yeah, I was meant to look at the stats beforehand, idiots. Right. Let's have a look. Oh, not the attendance. I've already seen that. Well, I know Mikel Antonio becomes West Ham's outright top scorer in the Premier League in a dominant victory. It's right. 51% possession to 49, 19 shots to 5, 7 on target to 1. Man, West Ham outclassed Leicester at this rate for shots. 10 corners to 0, 8 fouls to 8. Did anyone get on the book? Oh, yes, they did. All I can say was that it's the first red card of the season. I'm not going to say who yet because I'm hoping the highlights show. So let's have a look. So the return to the London Stadium. Here's Soyuncu. But he's given away. Here's Declan Rice. And now West Ham breaking away. Here's Fornals to Ben Rama. And that's in from Fornals. What a beautiful pile of football there from West Ham. That was brilliant from Ben Rama into Pablo Fornals. And it's 1-0 to the Hammers. Leicester look to fight back as Jose Perez takes down one of the West Ham players. Perez passes it. Soyuncu clears it. They're looking at the foul. Fornals is down. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, that is a bit of a clumsy challenge for Jose Perez then. Horrible challenge. Oh, dear. They're going to overturn it. Oh, it's a red. So Jose Perez is sent off for that stamp on Pablo Fornals. And Perez is the first player to be sent off this season. And Leicester is the first club to have a red card this season. Here's Soyuncu. Oh, that's an awful pass there. Straight to Antonio. West Ham take advantage of Leicester's huge howler there from Kaglar Soyuncu. And it's 2-0 to West Ham and a deservedly 2-0 lead for West Ham. Leicester have been awful so far this game. Shocking from the Foxes. And West Ham deservedly lead 2-0. But Vardy is looking to fight back. Here's James Maddison. But it hits Tielemans, but Tielemans does get a goal back. And the 10 men get a goal back. It is 2-1. Yuri Tielemans puts it in, and West Ham couldn't defend for that one. But here's Declan Rice. Cresswell, Declan Rice, Antonio. And he makes it in. What a finish. And it's 3-1 to West Ham. A terrific performance for West Ham. A terrific performance from Mikel Antonio once again. One of the most underrated players in the Premier League for me. And he has now outrightly become West Ham's all-time top scorer. He holds a cardboard cutout of his to the fans, and he has overtaken Palio Di Canio as West Ham's all-time top scorer in the Premier League, as Fornals and Bowen look for a fourth. Antonio's in again, and it's in again. A fabulous second goal from Mikel Antonio. Ricardo Pereira couldn't keep it in. Couldn't keep it out, Schmeichel couldn't keep it out either in what has been a terrific performance from the Hammers. Leicester completely outblown at the London Stadium. And that is questions there for Brendan Rodgers' side going into their next match against who are they playing next? Norwich. They should fight back against Norwich, but you never know. Norwich could provide an upset. West Ham have got Palace next at the London Stadium. But what I saw in those highlights then, I thought West Ham outclassed Leicester that match. And Brendan Rodgers' side have got a lot of work to do. The best bit that Leicester had in that match was the possession. 49% to West Ham's 51%, but West Ham were better in every single department in that match. The only difference was the fouls. Both teams had 8 fouls, but Leicester had a red card in Jose Perez, and that was a horrible challenge, and I can see why he got a red card. But yeah, all the assists came from Ben Rama, Antonio, Rice, and Sofal, and yeah, that was a terrific performance from the Hammers. Leicester were completely outblown. And you know what? That rewards West Ham because the Hammers are top of the table. Top of the table after 2 matches. And yeah, I'm now going to look at the table now. We'll go from bottom to start. We've just said that West Ham are top of the table. But yeah, Bottom is Norwich on -8 goal difference. Norwich, Arsenal, Newcastle, Burnley and Wolves haven't scored a point yet, but Norwich is rock bottom on 0 points. Arsenal have a lot of work to do. They're second to bottom with -4 goal difference. Them and Newcastle level on -4 goal difference, but Newcastle has scored goals, unlike the Gunners. They're the bottom three. Burnley are 17th, Wolves are 16th. Then Leeds, Crystal Palace and Southampton all have 1 point. Leeds, Crystal Palace and Southampton all have 1 point. Leeds on -4 for goal difference. Crystal Palace on -3. Southampton on -2. Leicester are in 12th on 3 points with -2 goal difference. Watford are 11th on -1 goal difference with 3 points, and that's the bottom half of the table. The other two that are on 3 points are Aston Villa and Manchester City. Villa are 10th with a goal difference of -1, while Manchester City, because of the no, sorry, not -1, +1, while Manchester City, with that drumming 5-0 win against Norwich, have put themselves onto a goal difference of 4. So that's good for them. They've picked up the pace and gone up to 9th. 8th is Brentford on 4 points. A terrific start for the Bees and Thomas Frank with a win and a draw. Brentford is 8th, sorry. Everton is 7th. Manchester United is 6th. And all three of those sides are on 4 points. Manchester United higher for goal difference on 4, while Everton and Brentford are on 2. But Everton have more goals than Brentford with 5 compared to their 2. However, Brentford haven't conceded yet, unlike Everton. And then your top 5 on 6 points. Tottenham, Brighton, Liverpool, Chelsea and West Ham. Tottenham are 5th with 2 wins. All these 5 have had 2 wins out of 2. Tottenham have a goal difference of 2. Brighton have a goal difference of 3. A terrific start to the season for Brighton. An impressive start for Nuno at Tottenham. Chelsea and Liverpool are both virtually level on goal difference, goals scored and goals against, and they're both going against each other at Anfield on Saturday at 5:30. A big clash, even though it's early days. But Chelsea and Liverpool are joint second in the table. But it is the East Londoners, the East Enders, the Hammers, West Ham with a goals scored 8, goals against 3, and a goal difference 5. The same as Chelsea and Liverpool, but because of the more goals they've scored, West Ham are top of the league after game week 2. But it's still early days yet. So yeah, that is the Premier League's game week 2 and my reaction to it. Before I leave, I would like to see the Champions League fixtures group stage. Sorry, so I know they've been released today. If the Europa League has been released as well, then I'm going to have a look at theirs as well. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Right. Oh, they haven't announced it. Oh, I thought they did. My bad. It's later tonight at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in Istanbul, Turkey. So I will find out tonight the Champions League draw. Obviously, Chelsea are in pot 1 because, well, you know, we're the European champions. Anyway, that is the end of my video, and I shall see you in my next video where I will be predicting game week 3 and seeing how many points I got from game week 2. I do know that I have got my first 3 points with that Manchester City-Norwich game because I did predict City to beat Norwich 5-0. But yeah, that is the end of this live stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio. Goodbye.